advantage me! Uh-oh. Just ignore what just happened, okay?
Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for... No, wait. I was going to say Zootopia. Secret Life of Pets. That's what this is. Secret Life of Pets. I'm wearing my talking animal animated movie shirt as I review a talking animal animated movie. The movie was okay. I wouldn't say it was like absolutely fantastic. One of the most interesting things about this movie is how unbelievably short it was. Like, our show started at 6 p.m. and for whatever reason there were no trailers. I don't know why there weren't trailers. I don't know if it was something that Universal did and said, hey, don't put any trailers in front of that, or if it was just this particular theater that for whatever reason did not have trailers. All I know is our show did not have trailers. We got the Minions animated short and then the movie. So this started right at 6. We were walking down the street, a good ways from the theater. I mean, it's not like a super long walk, but that's when I looked at my watch, and it was 7:27 for a movie that started at 6. I was very surprised at how short this movie was. Though, the good thing about that is, it kept going. It wasn't like it was short and boring or short and meaningless. Like, they kept a lot of stuff happening in that short time, just going from one thing to the next. And if your target audience is kids, that's probably a really good move to make it short. Fill it with all kinds of bright, flashy colors and, you know, animal poop jokes and all kinds of stuff like that, and have it over and under an hour and a half. Kids aren't going to get bored, and the parents are going to be out of there like that. So, good job, Universal and Illumination. But even so, like, with all the different animated movies that have been coming out this year, like Angry Birds, Zootopia, like, I don't know. I felt like this movie was a little flat. I did expect more, just because I thought the trailers were absolutely hilarious. Like, I enjoyed every trailer they released. Though, in seeing this movie, I got exactly what I feared. All the best parts of the movie were in the trailer. I mean, you know that first trailer that came out where you see all those pets and, you know, the bird is up against the TV flying like this, and, you know, then the one dog is getting his belly scratched by the... What do you call that thing? KitchenAid mixer. That's what that's called. I'm good at microwaving things. I'm not good at cooking things. That whole montage that you get in the trailer, it's like the whole beginning of the movie. And it's not that it's bad. It's still fun to watch, but it's like, okay, now I'm watching this for the second time. I've already seen all of this. There's a few extra things in the movie that aren't in the trailer, and of course you would hope for that, but there's not a lot. I really felt like I had already seen this movie, especially in the entire first half. The other sad thing about the trailer is it did show a lot of the jokes. Like when the little white fluffy dog Gidget was beating the tar out of that, you know, hairless cat and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I knew that was coming. And I knew when it was coming. And I felt it coming. And I was, like, prepared for the joke. It's like, oh, okay. So I guess this is the setup for... Yep, there it is. There it is. There was a lot of moments like that where it's like I really wanted to enjoy the scene, but I remember from the trailer where it was going. So if you haven't seen too many of the trailers, or you already totally forget the trailer, you might enjoy this a little bit more. And I only say just a little bit more. It is extremely predictable. But you know, all these animated movies are very predictable. Zootopia is very predictable. But for other movies like Kung Fu Panda 1 and Shrek and all that stuff, I still had a lot of fun. It was still a fantastic ride, even if I could predict what was going to happen. This movie... I had fun on the ride, but not a tremendous amount of fun on the ride. So it's kind of like the fact that I can predict it and the fact that I've already seen most of it in the trailer. I really think that's what contributed to this movie falling flat, in my opinion. The other thing about this movie that made it fall kind of flat for me was the fact that these side characters were way more interesting to me than the main characters. Like Max and Duke. Yeah, they were cool, and they were funny, and they had great moments. Again, we go back to the predictable thing where it's like, yep, we already know what's going to happen. They're going to hate each other. They're going to end up on this great big adventure. They're going to become buddies. Then there's going to be like one more epic fight where they're not buddies. And then something big is going to happen, which is going to force them to put aside their issues and finally become buddies and realize that they really do like each other. Like, you kind of just saw all those arcs coming before they happened. And again, a lot of these animated movies, you see it, but it's just this one, I don't know, the ride wasn't as fun as some of those other movies. But the side characters to me were way more interesting. Gidget was way more fun in the movie than I thought she was going to be. She was like the one leading the charge to find Max, because she had a little bit of a crush on Max, so I thought that was really funny, you know, the way she beat the cat and all that stuff. Like, Again, it's in the trailer. I have nothing new to say because if you've seen the trailer, you've already seen anything I really have to talk about. In the trailer, I knew my favorite character was going to be Snowball the Bunny, and in the movie, I was right. My favorite character was Snowball the Bunny. Kevin Hart did a great job voicing that character. He was a really fun character. He was a truly insane rabbit. Yeah. I had way more fun with the side characters than I did with the main characters, which on the one hand is kind of sad, but on the other hand, the side characters were pretty fun. In the end, I think I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 5 stars, because while this review might sound like I'm hating the movie, I didn't hate it. And I don't mean to hate on it. It is a fun ride. I think your kids would really like it, and I think if you're taking your kids, you're really not going to be bored. And on top of the fact that it's super duper short, like it is short, so it's going to go by quick. So there you go. So and it is fun. There's a lot of good positives to it, but honestly, it would be something I'd rather rent or watch on Netflix or some streaming thing. You know, to me, this is not a movie that's really so much worth the big screen. This is a movie that you watch at home on your couch on TV, and you don't really need the big screen for this movie. If you saw The Secret Life of Pets this weekend, what did you think of this movie? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Who was your favorite character? Let me know. Can't wait to hear from you. Also, make sure to subscribe so you can stay on top of all the new videos coming out. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.